All right, you guys. So last lesson of Unit 5, we are going to talk about making equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, so kind of think back to what you know about types of lines, right? Parallel lines are lines that, that never intersect. So if you draw a line here, you're going to have a line that runs right next to it the entire time, but never ever touches it, right? So we're going to talk about how to look at one parallel line and write an equation for the other one based on what we know about the first one, okay? Perpendicular lines are lines that when they cross, they actually make a 90-degree angle, like a corner, okay? So we're going to talk about what we know about one versus what we know about the other one and how we can write equations using our knowledge of those lines, okay? So if you look over here at the first slide, so if we look at this first slide, parallel lines is going to be first. If two lines in the same plane are parallel, then, I keep doing that, sorry, then they have the same slope, okay? Because if you think about it, if they never ever cross, they're going to have to keep going up at the same rate. So like if this one goes up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, then this one's going to have to go up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3 in order to be able to never ever come at an angle where it meets the other one. So if they have the same slope, then that means that they are parallel, okay? So what is the slope of line J if it's parallel to line L? Well, the slope would be exactly the same, 2/3. Okay, so parallel lines have the exact same slope every single time. All right, they never ever cross, so they have to keep rising at the same rate. All right, so let's use that to help us write equations. If you need to write an equation of a line that passes through point 2,4 and is parallel to the line y equals 4x plus 1. Okay, let's use the steps. Use the slope from the line given and the new point. Okay, because if it's parallel, the slope is going to be the same. Well, here's the slope they gave us, 4. So my slope is also going to be 4 because they're parallel. And my line goes through this point, 2, 4. After you get that, the rest is exactly the same that we've been doing in all 4 lessons before this. This is M, this is X, this is Y. Let's plug it in. Fill it in for what you know, solve for B, rewrite your new equation. So we've got Y equals mx plus B, and we're filling it in from left to right. 4 equals 4 times 2 plus b, y, m, x, and b. 4 equals 8 plus b. 8 is positive, so I subtract it. And then 4 minus 8 is negative 4. So here's my m, here's my b. My new equation is y equals 4x minus 4. Okay, same thing. Write an equation of the line that passes through negative 4, 6 and is parallel to the line y equals negative 3x plus 2. So again, if it's parallel, we only need the slope from that line. Okay, so my slope is going to be exactly the same, negative 3. The point they gave me is negative 4, 6. And now I'm right back to where I was in the other lessons. So I have y equals m times x plus b. 6 equals 12 plus b. Subtract 12 on both sides. And 6 minus 12 is negative 6 for my b. And again, here's my m, here's my b, y equals negative 3x minus 6. Now, you'll notice that the equations are different, right? They have different y-intercepts, but they have the same slope, and that's because they're parallel. In order to be parallel, they have to have the same. Okay, now your turn. You take one and do the same thing, pause the video, and chime back in when you're done so that you can see if you got the right answer, okay? So we're going to do the same thing here. We've got our x and y they gave us, right? The only thing I need from here is the slope because it's going to be the same. So I have m equals negative 2/7. My point is negative 7, negative 1. So here's my x and y, and let's plug it in. Negative 1 equals negative 2/7 times negative 7 plus b. Negative 1 equals 7 times negative, or 2/7 times negative 7 would be positive 2 plus b. Okay, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and that gives me negative 3 equals b. So again, here's m, here's b. Your new equation should be negative 2/7 x minus 3. Okay, hopefully you did okay with that. Again, same thing because it's the same slope, but it has a different y-intercept when we plug it in a different point. Okay, now flipping it over to our perpendicular lines. Okay, perpendicular lines run in opposite directions, right? They have to in order to create that 90-degree angle, that corner. Okay, well, if they are running in opposite directions, they basically are going to have the opposite slope. Okay, so there are two parts to this: negative and reciprocal. Okay, so I usually say it's the opposite reciprocal. All right, so if you have a slope for line line L, that goes up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3. So that slope is m equals 2 over 3, right? This one goes in the other direction, so you should automatically know that it's going to be negative, okay? Now, the other part is it's a reciprocal. It goes down 3, right 2, down 3, right 2. So it's negative 3 over 2. Opposite means that it has flipped from positive to negative or negative to positive, and reciprocal means that it has actually flipped over. So if it's 2 over 3, it becomes 3 over 2. Okay, so let's take a second and let's practice just doing the slopes themselves to figure out what it would be if you used a perpendicular slope. So again, we're thinking about two things each time: opposite and reciprocal. Okay, so this one right here would be positive 3, so I know my slope is going to be negative. This is 3 over 1, so my slope is 1 over 3. Opposites, reciprocal. Part B. This slope is negative, so I know mine is positive. This slope is 2 over 3, so mine is 3 over 2. Okay, letter C. This slope is negative, so mine is positive. It is 6 over 1, so mine is 1 over 6. Letter D. Slope is positive, so mine is negative. 6 over 7, so mine is 7 over 6. Okay, perpendicular, opposite, reciprocal for the slope. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing for example 1 over here, only when we look at the slope they gave us, we have to write the opposite reciprocal for that. So the line that we gave us is 1 over 3. So my new line is going to be negative 3 over 1, which equals negative 3. Then the point they gave us is going to stay, negative 3, 4. And now I have my m, my x, and my y, and I'm back to square one. So let's plug it in. 4 equals negative 3 times negative 3 plus b. 4 equals 9 plus b. 9 is positive, so I subtract. 4 minus 9 is negative 5. Here's my m, here's my b. Let's write an equation. Y equals negative 3x minus 5. Now remember, these are going to look totally different than the one they gave you because the slope is different and the y-intercept is as well. Okay, let's do another one. Opposite reciprocal every time. Okay, so my point they gave me is negative 4, negative 2. Here's my x and my y. This is the slope they gave me. I want it to be perpendicular to that. So my new slope is opposite. Well, this is positive, so mine's negative. And reciprocal. Well, this is 4 over 1, so mine is 1 over 4. Okay, here we go. Negative 2 equals negative 1/4 times negative 4 plus b. Here we have negative 2. Negative 1/4 times negative 4 is 1 plus b. And then we have subtract 1 because it's positive. And we get negative 3 for b. So again, here's m, here's b. My equation is negative 1/4 x minus 3. Okay, your turn. Pause it, and then join me back here in a second to see if you're correct. So here's my x, here's my y. This is the slope they gave me, so mine has to be opposite, negative, reciprocal, 3 over 4. And again, point is negative 4, 2. So here we go. 2 equals negative 3/4 times negative 4 plus b. 2 equals, this guy gives me 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we get negative 1 for b. Here's m, here's b, here's my equation. Y equals negative 3/4 x minus 1. Let me know what you need help with. Good job.